Hi everybody, it's the Soap Man. It's time to cut the soap I made yesterday. This is the drop swirl, and this is the cold process oven process. CPOP, it's often referred to. That's where you do your cold process soap. You have the benefits of cold process soap, and then you put it in your oven for 170 degrees for an hour, and then turn it off and leave it overnight, and it goes into a very hot gel phase, and technically it's ready to use, even though this is cold process. I went ahead and cut a piece for myself. I did the zap test. Now it's been 12 hours since I made this. Technically I could go ahead and take this piece into the shower and use it. I'm not going to. This is still going to sit for the regular cure time anyway. But cold process oven process, also known as CPOP, is a good process to use if you don't want to do the hot process or be limited in design with hot process, but you need to make soap quickly. So this has turned out well. Couple of things I've noted. I'd always heard this could happen. If you use a silicone liner, silicone mold, which most of us do, myself included, you're going to have to line that with parchment paper. I went ahead and lined mine, have nice smooth sides, nice and slick, turned out very well. I had one piece on the end where it's just a little bit short, and I went ahead and intentionally left it that way. Here's what happens. Can you see? Yeah, you can see it, all those pits in the side. That's what will happen to the sides of your soap if you don't line your silicone mold and do CPOP. Now see, here's the back side, how nice and smooth it is, and the bottom's smooth, but I had a little bit on the side where I was running short on paper and went ahead and left it. It's just purely cosmetic. It won't hurt anything, but it just doesn't look really all that good. So this is my piece that I did the zap test and it passed. Another thing I noticed was really strange. I went ahead and turned the oven on, 170, put the soap in there, left it for an hour like I was supposed to do, turned the oven off, and just left the soap in the warm oven overnight. I also left the light on in the oven just to make sure nobody in the middle of the night came in and started cooking, just to make sure they'd see that in there. And surprisingly, the light from the oven actually had the oven somewhat warm. The soap itself was still warm this morning. The oven was warm. I was really surprised. So I think that also kind of helped aid in the saponification. Now, like, here's the piece where I just had leftovers and I put in the muffin mold. This is still technically saponifying. I probably shouldn't even touch it with my bare hands. It's probably still saponifying. But this soap is cooked. Technically, you can go ahead and use it if you want to. Let's go ahead and cut the rest of it. I like the drop swirl. It's so easy and it gives such a nice result. Tighten that wire just a little bit. There we go. Such a nice result. Beautiful. Another thing I also noticed doing this, I didn't get a real pretty top on this soap, and it's a good thing. I don't think the camera's going to pick this up, but the top is very rough. I think where it got hot and probably maybe started to boil just a little bit. And although I'm seeing here in the camera the colors look pretty vibrant, it's really not. It's a very, very dull top. Now on the little bars of soap that I've cut, because I cut mine thin because I just give it away, it doesn't really show, so I'm not worried about it. But That is one thing I've noticed in the last time I did this. You can't get a real nice top on this. That's one drawback. There you have it, folks. When you want to do your cold process soap and you need it in a hurry, it's probably still best if you can let it cure, but this is the way to go. Cold process, oven process. Combines the best of both worlds and it works well. Just remember, if you use a silicone mold, you will have to line it, or that's what the side of your soap will look like. And the bottom, see, now this was lined. It would look that way all the way around if I didn't do that. So just remember to line your silicone mold. I'll see you next week, and thanks for watching.